Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. It's the last of the long forms of the day. So let me take this opportunity to, first of all, say if you are yet to subscribe, please do so. We've been suffering a little bit lately with YouTube. They've been underdoing the impression for some reason. They don't like political channels, and they do make you suffer. They've also been unsubscribing people against their will. So if you think you're a subscriber, just check that. So just do that, make sure, because it really does help the channel grow. Also, while you're doing that, hit a thumbs up, because that really helps with the individual videos and the algorithm pushes them out, and that is great news. And I just also want to make a very quick and very heartfelt thank you to Peter. I won't embarrass Peter, just Peter will do. Peter knows what he's done. Peter was very, very generous with the super thanks, exceedingly generous. And it's the sort of thing there that really does help the channel keep going. And so, Peter, I thank you deeply. You, sir, are a star. And everyone who does and contributes to the channel via the super thanks. You're all stars. I do respond to every single contribution from that medium. So anyone who contributes through super thanks, you know you get a personal contact and a personal thanks. Now, we have a story here about J.K. Rowling. She, of course, has been involved in the last few days over this whole row about the Edinburgh Crisis Centre for women who've been attacked. Too early in the video, they don't like the R word. So we just call it the R word, but you know exactly what I mean. This is the one that is being run by a man who then came out and did a witch hunt against all the volunteers and workers there who refused to accept his worldly view that men who dress up in clothes that are assigned, that look like women's clothes should be treated as women. They're not. It's just a man with a dress fetish, and that's who this guy is. He's got some silly name like Riddle Wadder or something. Riddle Wadder is this bloke, and he's being called now. He must resign. He lost the tribunal, a very harsh one. He's been very, very badly dealt with it. So there's calls now for him to go. J.K. Rowling stepped in, stood up, and stood for the rights of women who are unfortunate enough to find themselves in a position where they need these facilities to be seen by only women. And I've said that there's no reason for a man to walk into one of these crisis centres. It would be deeply traumatic to women who've already been badly abused. But she has congratulated another crisis centre, this time down the M8, not in Edinburgh, but in Glasgow, the Glasgow and Clyde crisis centre. And here's what she has to say about them, because they've stood up and made the statement that women really want and need to hear. Here goes. So J.K. Rowling applauds the Glasgow Crisis Centre for single-sex statement. The Harry Potter author was among those applauding the statement from Claudia MacDonald-Bruce, who said, "We are here for women and girls who need us, and we will continue to be, and good for them." And they are saying that it's only women there. You will not see a man in that centre. J.K. Rowling welcomed a statement from the Glasgow and Clyde Crisis that made it clear it offers single-sex spaces for women and girls. It comes amid the furore over Riddle Wadder at the other end of the M8 in Edinburgh. The man, who was still a man and still is a man when appointed to the role, is facing growing calls to resign as CEO of the Edinburgh Crisis Centre after a damning employment tribunal ruling. It heard that people who called for single-sex spaces for our victims were described as bigots. Yes, you're a bigot if you don't want men close to the victims of by men. No, what's bigoted is the hate-filled demands of people like Riddle Wadder. We can say no, and we need now to keep saying no. We need to stop being pushed down. Oh, if you say that, you're a bigot. No, we're not bigots. And yes, if you want us to be bigots, we will be bigots. But we will stand up for the rights and say, you can call us any name you like. We're not bigots. You are the bigoted ones. You are the hate-filled ones. You are the ones who hate women so much that you want to traumatise them further by putting a man in an crisis centre. That's where the bigots are. The bigots are the ones who call themselves women when they have still got penises. Remember, and I keep saying it, if they've got an apple, they've got a banana. Claudia MacDonald-Bruce, director of the GCRC, put out the following statement. Glasgow and Clyde Crisis is often confused with other crisis centres or organisations in Scotland. However, We are an independent organisation that has separate governance, leadership, strategic focus and service areas. Therefore, I want to provide reassurance that our services for women and girls who have survived are or sexual abuse continue to operate as we always have, and we are available in all the local authority areas that we serve. For the avoidance of any doubt, these are Glasgow, East and West Dunbartonshire, East Renfrewshire, Renfrewshire and Inverclyde. We're here for women and girls who need us, and we will continue to be. Glasgow and Clyde, our crisis continues to be open and clear on our purpose, mission and vision. All this information is easily accessible on our website. We are an organisation that is rooted in feminist values. Our culture, from how we are led and governed to how we deliver our services, is guided by these values. And they offer only women in their facilities. That's how it should be. A woman who's been traumatised, attacked, damaged, hurt, who knows, should go and seek help from other women, maybe other women who've suffered the same, talk it through, open it. I understand. The last thing they want is some hairy-ass bloke sitting in a room, traumatising them further simply by his presence. So women really, they need to have this. And it's absolutely fine. I wouldn't think as a man, I would never walk in one of them. Not at all, ever. I would make a point of saying, no, I can't go in there. I don't want to go in there. I don't want to harm those women, even with good intent. I'm not a dangerous man. No woman should ever be afraid of a man. Shouldn't. I mean, sometimes they are. They shouldn't be in that position. A real man doesn't harm a woman. You've got to be pretty inadequate as a man to be the sort of person who's harm a woman. Indeed, I will relate a small tale. I was on holiday. It was years and years ago. It was me, my wife, and my parents. And my mother took my wife aside one day. She'd noticed some fingerprint bruises. Let me get that on the camera. She'd noticed some fingerprint bruises on my wife's arm just there. And she took my wife aside and said, "Has David been abusing you?" And my wife laughed and said, "No, Elsa," that's my mother. She said, "No. I was beating him and he held me down so he could stop me from beating him." She was livid. And I just grabbed her arms and said, "Stop hitting me." Anyway, they come out as bruises. Oh, my mother thought I was beating my wife. Not hard enough. And I would never hit my wife where it showed. I'm coming up. That was a joke, by the way. That was a joke. Some people, there is a lack of humour about these things, and some people just don't like it. But it was just a joke, and if you don't like it, well, never mind. But no, I don't hit women. I never would. Never have. Didn't need to. 6'1". Got a tiny little mother. She puts the fear of God up me. Tell you. Anyway, thank you very much for watching today. Been, like I say, done a fair good whack of stories, and there's some interesting stuff coming. So we'll keep on that. So as I say, do please hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet. Definitely hit the like button on here. And I will speak to you later. Well, probably tomorrow now. Although there will be some shorts going in through the day. But I will speak to you long form again tomorrow when we start the whole ride all over again. And it's FMQs tomorrow. And the Deirdre and Penny show with a bit of luck. So lots there to look forward to. Till then, bye.